Hello, welcome, bienvenida, Mabrika. Today I'm going to teach you a technique called butterfly hug. And I'm going to talk a little bit about it, and then I'm going to lead a simple exercise practice so that you can practice along with me. So the butterfly hug is a technique with the purpose of opening heart, balancing the hemispheres of the brain, and helping to resolve just intense emotions that can arise as a result of a number of things related to trauma or just because we're maybe outside of our windows of tolerance around a discomfort that we're experiencing. And it's useful to use when either you or somebody that you're working with is experiencing anxiousness, anxiety, that emotional distress we mentioned already. We're just feeling attacked, feeling somewhat traumatized or disconnected. And common experiences that people report after learning this practice and employing it are feeling more relaxed, feeling more balanced, feeling more able to lead with their heart. So being heart-centered, heart-led, and feeling more resourced, like they have something that they can employ that works for them. And of course, reconnection, which is one of the reasons that we want to use it. So there are a couple different steps, and it's a very simple technique. You can either, place the right hand on the left upper arm and the left hand on the right upper arm. And that's one way to do it. Or you can place the hands on top of each other at the center of the chest, like this. And then what you're going to do with either technique, and the difference is for some folks, this might feel a little restrictive and uncomfortable. There are also alternatives to, for folks who don't like to have their arms crossed at all. This is more comfortable for me personally, that both the hands crossed over at the center of the chest. Probably because I have shorter arms. You could always probably do it a little bit lower on the arms, like this. You can also close your eyes while you do this, or have like just a gentle gaze, or have them partially closed so that you can still see. Whenever possible, what closing the eyes does is that it limits other sensory input that you're getting and allows you to center almost entirely on the sensations that you're creating. And so whatever method works best for you, and you might want to experiment with both and see which one you prefer, which one feels more pleasurable. And then just slowly begin to invite the breath. And with all of our exercises, usually there is some measure of inviting that breath, because the breath is important for regulation in our body, and is one of the systems that's impacted when we are dysregulated, when we are triggered. And so just invite some awareness to the breath. You don't necessarily have to change it right away, but if you feel ready, if you feel able, breathe slowly but deeply. And if you would like to, in this moment, focus on what brought you to the exercise, what brought you to the experience, what's distressing in this moment, what are you experiencing, and just take a moment as you begin to tap either one arm or the side of the chest and then the other. So kind of like the flapping of wings, which is where this technique gets its name, butterfly hug. And they're just going to be very gentle, soft, slow taps. And starting with the other. And just take a moment to invite your awareness to anything that comes to mind and body, such as thoughts, images, sounds, perhaps odors, feelings, any physical sensations, and just acknowledge them. Don't try to change them. I'm not judging them. We're just giving them a space to be acknowledged, to be noticed. And if it helps you in this moment to imagine these sensations, thoughts, images, odors, feelings as clouds just moving through the sky, just being propelled by wind. And just kind of marveling, right, at what a wonder it is. The clouds are essentially manifestations of water in a sort of gas form. And how we too have that ability to look at these sensations, to look at these thoughts, at these images, as having one shape, but potentially being able to be something completely different in another time, in another space. But right now, just inviting that awareness of them. And for some people, if it helps, if it feels good, you can invite more movement. Usually this tapping will continue until you feel calm, and your thoughts have settled. And if it feels good, you can give the arms a gentle caress or a squeeze, as if you are truly just hugging the self. Just bringing gratitude for this body, for this mind, and for this practice, your practice, taking the time to learn and to hold yourself tenderly in this moment. Breathe and extending that gratitude then for how we can help others with simple practices like this. Thank you so much for taking the time to practice with us today.